Welcome everyone to this Ascension 101 video with me, Lovisa Alvtörn, and I have a special guest today, Mia Kafkios. Welcome.
Thank you.
And today, Mia, we're going to talk about light language and heart interpretation. That's the what I set as the theme for this video. But we will also be, so we will talking about light language, which I know that you use quite a lot. So it's going to be really interesting to talk about this with you. But we will also be talking about the message behind the words in all that we say, and how to listen always with and through the heart to really understand, not always interpreting word by word. So that's what I titled Heart Interpretation also. But before we go into the subject more, would you like to introduce yourself a little bit to the viewers?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for your service, Lovisa. So yes, I've been doing this for almost 27 years, assisting souls in finding their highest potential, assisting them in activating their gifts in this lifetime and past lifetimes, and assisting them in healing everything that they came here to heal. So I'm a healer, channeler, teacher. I'm educating most of my time people to become the therapists of the new world, where we really combine coaching, healing, and channeling, and that's so amazing where we're moving now. Yeah.
Very interesting time to be alive.
Absolutely.
Even though it's a lot of healing, it's hard, but it's so rewarding also, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes, and for those of you tuning into this channel for the first time, you may wonder who I am, what I do. So my name is Lovisa Alvtörn, and I of Ascension with Lovisa. That's my business name, the name of this channel. And I'm a light code activator, energy anchor, a divine channel, and an ascension guide also. So I do videos like this one, and I also have individual sessions and group workshops. And so I'm calling this series Ascension 101, and that was a description given to me by my main spiritual guide, who is Archangel Metatron. And so that term 101, anything with 101 is for beginners, to give for someone who just woke up or very recently and doesn't know all of, like, this is a new world, the spiritual world. Then I'm trying to hear myself and bringing in guests like you, Mia, explain in a basic way, and to bring up different topics that might come up when you start on your ascension path, your spiritual path in this lifetime. So to help newly awakened souls on their ascension pathway, one of my missions is to simplify, to explain in a basic way. But then also sometimes we don't actually need to understand the exact words to feel the message and the meaning, right, Mia?
Yeah, exactly.
You said that this has come up for you recently in your teaching.
Yeah, absolutely. And I actually, all the time when I'm having my webinars, or if I do a live, many times people are reaching out to me and said, I've never heard light language. I actually not so, I'm very new into the spiritual path. But when you spoke that light language, I started to cry and something happened in my heart. So that's the beauty of the light language. It just connects us to the essence, our blueprint, like who we are beyond the illusion, of everything that is going on and separating us. It just takes us straight into the core of our essence and our unique frequency. So yeah.
And this is interesting. I'm a trained linguist from the beginning. So I think it's interesting that here none of us actually understand the meaning of any of the words in the light language. So we have to disconnect from that part of the brain, and we only flow with the meaning in another way, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Many are asking me, what does it mean? What does it
Yeah.
mean? But it's so far beyond the meaning of the words that we have in this human incarnation.
Mm.
It would be impossible to explain what a sentence or a sequence in light language means, because it's so much richer. There's no words that could try to translate what they are
Yeah.
doing, because the light language works in all levels, all energy levels. Yeah.
I'm also thinking now that you talk about it, maybe it's also different depending on who listens. Like different people who
Yeah.
listen when you speak your light language will get different codes, because it's like the energy of the listener meets with your energy that you send out, and
Absolutely.
it's going to be a unique interpretation for everyone.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, that's the beauty. That's really the beauty of it. And many times when it just comes, like in a session, it just comes with an intention of like clearing or activating or recoding. So yeah, it's exactly what that soul needs. Yeah.
Now we got into the light language right away, but that's fine. Let's continue with that. So exciting. So for me, for example, I'm using it a little bit.
Yeah.
I can feel I have different versions of it. I have different types of light language. So I have one that I feel when I'm more like in my Atlantean priestess energy, kind of, so it feels Atlantean. Maybe I have a strong connection to Lyra, so I feel that connection. But then I have another one that I use in nature, like with nature, that's so much more flowing. And that comes, I always sing it more, it's chanting or singing. The other one is spoken and more.
Yeah.
Do you have different versions like
Yeah,
that?
absolutely. Yeah. Usually, when I work through the chakras, when Mother Earth comes through, she's very earthly. It's like very urban, very tribal, like
Yeah.
rah. And sometimes it's also when it's like a command, then the Lyrons can come in, or the Orions. It's very different. In depends to what is coming through and why, and the angelic light language as it comes through for me, it's more very singing, very light, very beautiful. So it's very, very different, very different.
Because I thought it was strange. I can feel it within me wanting to come out, and I'm a Virgo. I'm a very controlled person. So, and I think this can be for many of the viewers also. You may feel a little bit frightened, or unsure of yourself, not trusting yourself, or maybe that you will feel silly or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's this fear, of talking in tongues that was in the churches before also. So I mean, if my light language starts to go really fast, then it sounds like speaking in tongues, and it's actually speaking in tongues is kind of a light language too. But we have so many fears around that because it's a religion template, and the fear around the religion, and we don't want to be religious because many of us are not religious. So there's like so many levels of fear, but as you say, we have this programming within us that we need to know exactly, why am I doing it, what is it meaning, but it's this urge, it's just this energy that comes through that wants to assist. Usually what you're probably feeling when it comes, it is huge urge to assist the energy that you are trying to work with. So and many times what I'm seeing in my students, it's so beautiful when you reach that level of healing, because that's how I see it also. We need to have healed our primary wounds somehow to dare to be rejected, abandoned, humiliated, and all of this. So once you reach that kind of level, as we work very deeply with that in my course, then I noticed that the most profound and the most weird light language can come through, and when people dare that, it can sound terrible in a human way, but damn, it really, really hits you. It strikes you so hard. So I really hope, and I think when we really unlock the light language that all of us are going to do, we will understand you know, the power it has. And even with the children, you know, I notice with my sons, you know, they're 15 and 16, something happens with them when I talk it. They're like, you can talk, you can tell them off, but suddenly if I do the light language, they're like snapping out of it.
Yeah. You're using it on them.
Yeah, I do, because usually they're like, oh, okay, but something happens energetically with them. And to dare to sing the light language also, you know, when I'm tucking them in, because they still like to be tucked in. I hope they're not probably not going to listen to this so I can say it, but they're very cool, 15 and 16 years old. But the light language is amazing. It is. And we all have it. We all have it.
Yeah, and I think it's really coming up, because I had people ask me to do one of these videos on light language.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of interest in it and learning more about it. But I think a lot of it is that they want to unleash their own, and just for everyone to know that we all have it, and that it has a lot of power.
Yeah, and it's just so nice, you know. Sometimes me and my friends, we just records sound text messages in light language to each other. And it's like, okay, I don't know what you're saying, but it sounds good, and something happens inside of me. So there's a huge longing, absolutely, because it's a universal language, the language that really holds the code of the universal truth. And the universal truth is really hard actually to explain in words. It's an energy, right?
But also because now you're saying it can sound so different, and it can sound different from different people, and also for our own light language, depending on the energy and what we're connecting to and so on. But there are a lot of people that I've heard who are talking about, so maybe, I'm speaking Andromedan, and which light language are you speaking? Or, you know, I'm speaking Lemurian, and so on. But to maybe not lock it into these boxes like that.
I agree. Like, I really checked a lot with my guides since I'm having courses about this. So it's really like I've checked it a lot with my guides, you know, what's the truth, and I've been running it through my truth system. And I think we're really putting ourselves into a box if we decide to just talk Arcturian, because, you know, there's so amazing many light beings around us that wants to come through and assist. And our higher self, I mean, we have so many soul extensions that works with us in parallel realities, and they just want to come through. So we're really blocking a lot if we're going to think like that. I think that is changing, thank God. It's changing, because it really restricts us if we're going to try to talk in a special way.
So
I think also, sorry, that like we could talk also about like how you can start to unlock your light language, because you can do it yourself.
Yes, anything that can assist you. Let me show you. Did you see my crystal ball behind me there?
I love it. I saw it.
That's for the heart chakra, the tone. And I felt when I wanted to get it, it wanted to come to me, that when I play it, it's gonna help me just allow it to flow. Since I want to control still. That's the Virgo in me, and my ego, my scared inner child is still wondering, what is this? Can I really let this out? But so that's one thing. Music, I think.
Absolutely, music is amazing. And the tone of the heart, or the higher heart. My crystal ball is the higher heart. So it really, and a lot of times just starting to get to know the frequency of your voice. Because, you know, the light language holds the frequency of the voice, and that's what I'm seeing a lot in my sessions is right now, like collectively, we're asked to speak our truth, yes, and the light language is part of our truth. You know, when you say like, I feel when it's coming, but things is blocking me, we know we shouldn't block anything.
No. And it just gets stored in the body, and you can get, you know, aches and pains at the end if you don't. It's like with everything, if you don't let it out.
Exactly. I mean, but of course, I mean, I don't speak it when I go to the school, and, you know, if I have a school meeting with my children's teacher, I can't speak the light language yet. We're not there yet. But what we can do is like really start to activate and connect with the frequency of our voice. So like usually when my guides wants me to activate a client, it's really about starting to do the sounds that you usually maybe hear, like so just try, play with it as we did when we were children. I tried to talk English, super early. I understood that it was light language actually I was doing, but I really went around and pretended I was speaking English. And it's like the same thing, you start pretending. If you don't feel that it, just pretend, and then suddenly it's going to start to activate. You're going to notice like, I want to say this now, and then you just stay with that, and you do it alone first, so you really feel the sensations, and suddenly you're going to be so attuned with your higher self, with source, and then you can't really stop.
Yes, and so again, it's okay to practice, and that you're not going to be like perfectly fluent just from the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Try it out, and like you said, play with it. And every time you try it, you're going to get better. And every time you try it, it's gonna, like, what you speak is going to activate your
actual
throat even more. So
yeah, you can activate it yourself, like it's codes, and then you just need to trust it, that it really works. But also there's a lot of like limiting beliefs out there also around the light language that you need to look at. What are my beliefs? So look at that. Are they truth? Can I create my own relationship to my light language? Can I do any harm at all with my light language? Because we can't if we don't go around and say that we may be healing people with the light language, and we don't. But again, you're not going to harm anyone. And also something that worked a lot for me, because I was really listening to a woman that was Sheila Kendra. She recorded already 2012 a lot of light language, and she's on Spotify, but she called it speaking in tongues, but it's really light language. So it's also like there's light language out there, and sometimes listening to it and go around and sing with it can also really assist.
I heard someone who said that they recorded themselves, but that might be, if you feel like you can listen to yourself, that would be also could help you just listening to your own voice. So that's very activating.
Yeah. And a lot of times on my webinars, when I do the light language, automatically it just activates the participants. They said like, I started to talk, because it just happens. So it's easier if you open like a sacred space. I don't know if everyone that listens know what that is, but kind of ground yourself. If you have a little practice and calling in your guides, sit in sacred space. So you're tuning in, maybe you want to meditate for 5-10 minutes or whatever. So you're really tuning in, then it's going to be easier to connect also to that channel.
And whichever guides that you have or angels that you normally work with. For example, I'm just feeling now Archangel Michael, since he's so connected to the throat chakra. Like ask for that, ask for his support and protection if you feel that, or
yeah, absolutely. Like call on the light, your team, the family of light that you usually work on, and whatever you feel like, okay, let's bring in Archangel Ariel. She comes in, whatever you're getting, invite them. And ask also, we can always open energy temples. You can ask to open an energy temple of the light language codes. You can ask for a temple of bravery, to be brave and bold. So you can also ask for different energy temples to enter, and they assist you with that energy. So you maybe feel like, the singer of the world.
And I'm thinking you could also, you're saying energy temples. I'm also thinking maybe if you feel like, because I'm working a lot with the Atlantean energies, so many of my followers will be, familiar with this also.
Yeah.
If you know that or feel a strong connection with one of the Atlantean temples, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and the crystal. I mean, I work a lot, like all of my students are higher priestesses from Atlantis. That's one of my mission. My mission is to gather women, the higher priestesses from Atlantis, and assist them in coming out as light workers. So you can also connect to a crystal in Atlantis. If you have a crystal that you work with, you can start to really connect with that. Yeah, it can really assist you. A temple of Atlantis is amazing. Yeah, because we used it a lot in Atlantean times.
And also we were talking about Andromeda and Lyra and so on. If you do feel a strong connection to any galactic or any call on that energy and see what comes through.
Yeah, that's amazing. Usually like Arcturian and Andromeda, they work, Lyra, they work with so much very profound, very advanced technology. So the light language usually changes. Yeah, like so it's immediately just changed and becomes very like technical. It's super amazing when you call them.
Arcturian to me.
Yeah, when you call them in, also like in an energy work or whatever, you feel maybe like in the throat there's something blocked, there's stuck, to you call them in, you're going to notice that they work much, and usually they have higher frequencies, and Mother Earth, she's more like a little bit heavier. So I
also felt that I said about nature, and I do feel connection with Gaia, Mother Earth, those energies, that it's so soft and loving and flowing, but also very grounding. And that it feels, so for me to describe it, it would be like, almost like Eskimo or Sami or something that.
I feel it. I feel it like tribe. I feel like tribes. A lot of like Indian, Indian energy, like really claiming your energy on Earth is more like boom. Yeah. It's amazing.
And I also thought, you said you have a 15 and a 16-year-old. I have a 5-year-old, soon 6-year-old, but he does, suddenly he says something, because he's very good with languages, so he speaks English quite fluently. He learned by himself.
Wow.
But he also speaks his own, that's like his own language. So it's clearly, to me, it's light language also. Sometimes.
If the listeners have younger children, keep talking. Like I did it with my son's daughter, super easy, and we have so much fun when we talk light language. It's so much fun. It's the divine inner child, because it's connected to the essence of the universal energy, and that's where the divine inner child is, that we really need to connect with now. We're so much in rigidity, control still, so it's amazing. So start talking, and just have fun with the children. Never ends. You can really activate your divine inner child and your light language.
And to show that to your child, that it's okay, and to be very allowing, so that they don't start to block it, like many of us did. We were kids. If we ever spoke like that and it wasn't accepted, we would have shut it down or stopped. Most people, but to be very allowing and
the information I'm receiving a lot is also like that just came through now when you were talking, is that we all can talk light language, but we can also all sing. We can actually really sing, but the throat chakra has been, as we all know, probably has been really used by so many lifetimes in wrong way, and we've been executed, and we have our wounds from our parents in this lifetime, and so on and so on. But once we are healing, the voice is changing, the true frequencies start to come, and I can see it in myself. I can see it in many others, that suddenly we can start to sing like really more beautifully, as we say in human language.
Because it will release those blocks. The light language will help you release blocks, and I'm feeling it. If you allow your light language to come out, that's one of your truths, so to speak. That is your true voice, that it can also assist you in daring to speak up in the human language on things. If you feel like you want to stand in your truth and speak your truth, but you have a fear around it, I'm feeling the light language can really help help you and allow you, empower you
Yeah,
to
that's
speak your
true.
truth and standing your truth in other areas of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because like when you do, if you do the light language practice at home, you get to know also the frequency of your voice. Because we have been afraid of it, like, oh, what's going to happen if I. So it absolutely assists you in many different energy levels to speak your truth. Yeah.
And I was thinking light language. Now we said we were talking about speaking it and singing it and maybe like chanting, but it can also be written or painted or
yeah, and it can be. I use also light language with my hands.
Gestures and dancing.
Yes, dancing too.
So that we don't now also lock it into like it has to be.
Yeah, that's true.
A word like coming out from your mouth.
Yeah, I mean, because it's actually light codes. Yeah. I usually write light codes and not light language so often because it's light codes. So yeah, the codes come in different ways. So light codes come through, as you say, by writing, by dancing. There's so many super, amazing souls here that hold so many codes that are, they're supposed to assist us with them in different ways. Yeah.
So say definitely like the paintings behind me.
Yeah.
Those
beautiful.
They have a connection to Sirius. So that's like, so definitely there are light codes in the paintings.
Oh yes. Yeah, and also the spoken word.
Yes.
For many souls, just yesterday I had two very powerful clients. They're both are let me know. They're working, in a very, very 3D world, and they're so like intelligent if you look it from a 3D world, because they're lawyers, and they're lawyers like in UK, London, and that system is very, very different. But as I was tuning into them, I really felt, and the guides really came through and said, your spoken word holds so many codes and so high frequency. So, well, I guess all of us know that when some people talk, we heal. When some people talk, we become activated. So, and when some people sing, like, oh my God, some sacred music, it's just like can really activate and clear and heal on so many levels. Yeah.
And now I'm feeling that sacred music, it doesn't have to be mantras.
Oh, no.
I mean, there could be like pop music, trance, like all kinds of, there are so many artists in different genres.
Yeah, exactly.
Music that have this gift, and they're bringing it through in their music. So don't feel like it has to be like, it's whatever type of whatever music where you really feel it. Oh, like, yes. You can feel that energy, and if you feel that, you feel the joy and the like really going into it, then that's going to be your sign that this is
yeah,
these are light codes.
Absolutely. Run it through your system. I like your truth system always with music, because some music are coded into what we don't want. So some like regular pop and stuff, I'm a little bit very, very like taking it easy. But as you say, it doesn't need to be mantras. It can be like a beautiful, guitar just playing, or sometimes when people just hold tones. Yeah, absolutely. But just run it through your truth system and see what happens. Because also with light language, you might meet a soul, that really doesn't assist you in opening. So yeah, check it always. It needs to activate, I think, the right parts of you. So
it's going to, like, if you feel into it with your heart, it's again, how does it make me feel? Does this bring in feelings of love, joy, happiness, like the higher vibrations, or is it, if it doesn't, if it makes you angry, or I don't know, then
don't keep listening.
That's not the right vibration to help raise your own vibration.
Exactly. If it makes you feel like you're coming home, then it's like, yeah, okay, this is good. But if you makes you separate, you feel separated from you and God's source, and it's like, okay, let's not keep listening. So there's many songs around that. And I guess also with everything, yeah, light language, maybe a healer that talks, or a painting, that's, I think, also something where we're moving now, like really, take responsibility of what you're feeling and sensing, and disconnect if it's not for you, as well as, connect to what feels right for you.
I think this is a very good point that you made, that for some people, what is coming through in the regular human language, so like now we're speaking English, which is also a bit funny, because we both are Swedish, so
Yeah.
we're speaking in another language now to reach more viewers, but exactly like you said, that the words that you speak, they hold so many light codes, like it's not about the meaning of the word. And some people may feel like you really have something to say, but you don't know exactly how to put it, or how to start, or whatever. But to not get start doing it, even though you're not sure exactly how to say it, because it doesn't matter. It's so much exactly what word you use, because it is the energy behind the word. It's the energy like that you can feel, and that's something that we all can tap into.
Absolutely.
And that is a lot using the heart. If we only try to engage the mind, then of course it's good to have, we want to find the balance between the mind and the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have this the thinking heart, where our heart, first connects, and then we use our mind to take it out.
Yeah.
So we feel it in our heart, and then we use our mind to get it out in the human experience. But as you say, we can always be safe. I say that to the healers I'm educating and everything, if you are like starting to like mistrust, is this right or wrong, as long as you're operating from your heart, if you always like check, am I operating from my heart, then it can't get wrong. It can't get wrong, even when I'm in for the biggest challenges, I'm like, why did I even, put up this kind of webinar? Oh my God, the expectations, then it's like, oh, but it can't be wrong, because I'm going to operate from my heart, and whatever is needed there, so it's amazing when we start to operate from our heart. And as you say, as soon as the mind goes in, it brings in the inner judge, and all of our past experience and traumas, and we're not going to get anywhere. So the moving in the ascension is really all the time dropping into your heart, and it sounds so easy, but it's really that, I think, the best way, if you are doubting yourself and like, okay, am I from my heart now? Yeah, I am. And as you said, like the spoken word holds also so many codes. It can activate so much. And we're so used to talk too much because we have been defending ourselves our whole lives. Like we make sure that people really understand, so no one don't like me, so everyone really likes me, and someone don't get triggered. So we over explain. But the people, I talk a lot, so I'm half Greek also, but the people that are talking super slow, just use a few words, they really get into you. So I think sometimes it's interesting, sometimes actually the words that we have in our language is amazing. We just misuse them.
Yes, because that's my main, should I say, my main gift, like that. Actually, I pull it out through writing. That's like how I channel the best.
Beautiful.
Writing it in English also. English is like my spiritual language more than Swedish. And so I thought that, okay, but I want to be able to just let it flow and just speak it, and that feeling that writing it was somehow, not as good or not as good as light language or whatever it is you feel, but to know that we all have our way into it, our special gift, our strongest you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I don't have the written channel. So my posts sounds very Swedish, but it's as you say, it's beautiful. And once you're noticing it and you can own it like you do, you like, this is your main channel for now,
Yes.
that's amazing. And yeah, it's super beautiful. And I love to read those kind of texts, because they really, really awaken a lot within us. So it's, yeah, as you say, it's important. And I think also, as much as we are going back to our heart, the journey now is to find our uniqueness. And it really goes together with the light language. That's the primary message, like run everything through your true system and then find yourself. Super good. Get inspired, but take it back and make it your own. Who are you?
Yeah. So if you're not sure which is my main mode, like how should I try to get it out of me, or start letting it flow, then think about, what do you really love to do? Is it painting? Is it dancing? Or is it writing or speaking? Like to really those things that you really love and that you're good at, also to really work with those. It's usually in those areas, right? Where you have your gift, or at least start from there, where you have more confidence.
Yeah, exactly. As you say, what you love, because when you are in that love energy, that's when usually you are aligned with your higher self and your spirit. That's when you're flowing, and it's just easy. So start with that. Don't start with the one. But this is also a human experience. I think it's so fun, like I always need to pull myself back from not comparing, because there's so many amazing people out there showing up now that I think is amazing. And it's just, so easy that we start to compare ourselves. So it's always bring ourselves back and like, wow, am I comparing myself now, or can I just get super inspired and see like, wow, look at her or him who's really in this, biggest energy field. How can I take myself back there? So finding the uniqueness, because we're here to be that unique person, even if the 3D world has taught us the other way to be the same. The ascension now is all about like really finding who you are and own that, and even if it's super weird or very different than everyone else, stay there.
Yes, I love this how you're saying this, because the uniqueness, it's so important here, because no one else is going to be exactly like you. Like we're all unique, so you and all of us do have something to bring to the world. So that's really important.
It's such a program, we're so programmed in it. And for me, running this course, it's like having a course in the same time saying like, don't be like me. It's very different, because we have this strong program within us that when we see something we like, we want to do it. We want to be like that. But so that's one of the paths. But the other thing is also when we do get to know, when we get to pass a path with one of our soul families, you say, you just know that I know her, or I know this energy, like with these people from souls from Atlantis, it was the same thing, it just clicks, and you just know we know each other so well. And that's why I got like magnetized when you started. So in the same way that we want to find our uniqueness, also allow, when something just feels so freaking good, go there, follow it, because it will activate your uniqueness.
And so don't be afraid to also, because this can go both ways.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid to feel like, now I'm sounding too much like her.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we, like you said, that we will be attracted to our soul family. And so we do have a lot of shared experiences. We have a similar energy. So that's completely natural that it sounds alike.
Yeah.
But then as you move along, you will develop your own like unique yeah aspect of
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah.
But
And in all of this, talking about uniqueness, so make it fun. Like
yeah.
it's a trial and error. I mean, every time I'm such a copycat. I've always been. It's so easy for me to tap into a person's, because we usually also empaths. So we can just feel and sense that person just moves into our body. So if I go, I don't know, since I was small, going to like a dance teacher, I immediately copy that thing, and with the singing or with the light language, maybe in the beginning and stuff like that. So it's okay, because it's gonna take you where you need to go. Exactly.
Also.
It's a way in also. So in the same way as we say you need to be unique, don't allow it to make you fear to copy until you find who you are. Yeah.
Because there are, like, you're here as a teacher, and then it's okay to start, to follow the teacher first until you learn, like,
exactly. I'm giving like a
slowly
structure. Yeah, I'm giving like a structure and a platform to start, and then you take yourself and building your whole own house or temple. Yeah, absolutely.
So Mia, would you like to share some light language now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, let's tune in and see what wants to come through. So if we all just make sure that we have both feet on the floor and feel earth underneath the feet. So, and then also just tune into your heart and open up your heart. And what's to come in is some codes for you to connect to your heart, to connect to your own blueprint, your essence, your unique frequency, but also they want to open up the codes that you already hold within yourself when it comes to the light language. Suyakaya tayanare wakaya satayana. Nuria kuasaya larakia siaya nuaya kaya siya. Nuya kataria narua kasia kataya narua kaya kasia tua ya. Yokia sia tia narua kia sekatarua nararian. Kisha kaya suaya nayawa kaya kataya naya ruaya kaya sia. Shua kaya katatai sia ya wakasia nara wakia. So allow this energy to be spread out in your cellular memory. Nakuaya sia taya nara wakia. Shia kuasia ya naria kuaya kia ya kia sia kataya narua ya kataya shua ya nayu na. Kia katari kushukutu ya kataya naria kuaya katasia tia ya naya na. Kuaya kia sia kataya naya kuaya. Iya kia ya naya kasia katuluara ya katanarua ya sia tataya nayo kataya narua kia ya. Ya kuaya kisia kataya niya kuaya. Nua kaya kia kasia katatatia narua kaya tua ya saya kia kaya taya nala. Ia kua saya kia taya naya kuaya ria kuaya kia sia. Shuaya kia ya sia ya naya warakia. Nuaya kaya sia ya nalara ya wua. Ia ya kia ya naya wa. Ia ya kaya rua ya naya sia. Shua. Nayara kuaya sia ya nala. Ia kataya nara wa kia sia. Take a really deep inhale and just feel what is created within you. If there's something activated, and just embrace it and allow it to be integrated. Beautiful.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Like, my heart is burning from that.
Oh.
I really feel the activation of my crown also.
Crown, yeah.
So beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much, Mia, for doing this video with me.
Thank you.
And I want to ask, how can people find out more about you?
Yeah, so Grow by Mia. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Grow by Mia. I'm having a lot of like Ascension updates there, but also my webpage, www.growbymia.com.
I'll put it in the description.
Thank you so much.
As
Thank you,
well.
Lovisa, for this service that you're doing out to the world in the Ascension. So needed. And thank you, everyone that has been here and listening.
Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for watching. And listening. Yeah, we hope that this has helped, spark to reawaken your own light language, and that you maybe feel more confidence in trying out.
We hope to hear people on the streets talking light language and with their children.
Yes, that's so beautiful. I love that. Just flow with the kids who are so open. So yes, and if you have any experiences you want to share in the comments to the video, please go ahead also. So thank you all so much for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.